I used to think Susan was the love of my life. We had been together for 4 years and engaged for 6 months. I truly believed she was my person, the one I'd be with forever. I wasn't naive. I knew she liked attention, especially from other guys, but she always reassured me, saying she'd never cheat on me. I trusted her, maybe because she was the life of every party, always the center of attention, always making everyone laugh. I loved that about her. Deep down, though, I knew she enjoyed the attention, but I thought she was always loyal. That is, until one night when I realized how wrong I was. It started like any other Friday evening. I'd just come home from work, exhausted and ready to relax on the couch. Susan had said she was going to stay in, claiming she was worn out and wanted a self-care night. I didn't think much of it. She walked into the bedroom, kissed me on the cheek and said, "I'm just going to shower and head to bed early," before shutting the door behind her. I grabbed a beer, turned on Netflix and settled in. But my phone buzzed, interrupting my thoughts. It was a Snapchat notification from Emily, one of Susan's friends. I almost ignored it. Emily and I weren't exactly close, but something made me open it. The video hit me like a punch to the gut. It was from a nightclub, loud music blaring, flashing lights, and there she was, right in the middle of the crowd, Susan. Not at home, not in bed like she said, but wrapped around some guy, laughing, holding his face, whispering in his ear. It wasn't innocent, not at all. She was way too comfortable with him, way too familiar. I stared at my phone, trying to process what I was seeing. My mind raced, and without thinking, I texted her, "Hey, you still up?" Her response came instantly, "Hey babe, no, I'm already in bed." Why? It was like a slap in the face. She didn't even hesitate. She lied to me in the most casual way. At that moment, I wasn't angry. I wasn't hurt either. I was just calm. It was like a switch flipped in me, and I realized she didn't even respect me enough to try to cover her tracks. She thought she could lie to my face without a second thought, thinking I wouldn't catch her. That's when I knew I wasn't going to just let this slide. I didn't confront her right away. That would have been too easy. Instead, I started digging. And what I found made my blood run cold. I went through her social media. She was always posting photos, selfies, group shots, and there he was. The same guy from the Snapchat. Over and over again. He kept showing up. At a birthday dinner, at a music festival, in casual group shots at bars. The comments between them? Inside jokes. The kind of jokes that weren't innocent. There were also late-night calls between them, stretching back months, always long, always too frequent to be just friendly. It was clear now, this wasn't a one-time thing. It wasn't a drunken mistake. Susan had been cheating on me for months, maybe longer, and I never suspected a thing. The next morning, I woke up early before Susan. I sat there, staring at her while she slept. I couldn't believe how casually I had trusted her. She had lied to me over and over, and I'd been oblivious. She woke up eventually, stretched and smiled. "Morning, babe," she said. It was like nothing had happened. I swallowed my anger and asked, "Hey, sleep well?" She nodded, rubbing her eyes. "Yeah, I was out like a light." I casually scrolled through my phone, then asked, "Weren't you supposed to stay in last night?" Her answer was immediate. "Yeah, I did. Just went to bed early." She didn't hesitate for even a second. That's when I showed her the Snapchat. Her face went pale for a moment, just a split second, before she recovered. "Oh my God, you're being dramatic. It was just a game. We were playing dares." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. A game? She thought lying to me like that was just part of some silly game? I asked her, "So, lying to my face was part of the game too?" She sighed, clearly annoyed. "You're making this into a bigger deal than it is. I didn't sleep with anyone. We were just having fun." I couldn't even speak. It was like she wasn't even sorry, just irritated that I had caught her. And in that moment, I realized that this was over. I wasn't going to scream, cry, or beg her to explain. She didn't deserve that. I knew exactly what I had to do. I took a deep breath and nodded, pretending to accept her excuse. "You're right, I overreacted," I said, and watched her blink in confusion. "It was just a game, right? No big deal?" She relaxed, believing I had let it go. But in that moment, I made a decision. I wasn't just going to leave her. I was going to destroy her. She thought she had gotten away with it. No apology, no remorse. She brushed it off like it didn't matter, and that's exactly what made my revenge so sweet. While she was texting her friends and laughing, thinking everything was fine, I was preparing to ruin her life. We had been planning a massive wedding, the kind you don't just throw together. The venue was booked, the dress bought, the catering paid for, everything was set. To keep everyone updated, we had a group chat for our guests, and I decided that was the perfect place for her downfall. For the rest of the day, I acted completely normal. I sent her sweet messages and smiled when she talked about wedding plans, making sure she didn't suspect a thing. She had no idea what was coming. The night before, I added a few extra people to the group chat: her parents, my parents, some of her coworkers, and even her boss. Then, at 7 a.m. the next morning, while she was still asleep beside me, I sent the message. It was short, simple, and devastating. Wedding cancelled. Cheater alert. Hey everyone, just wanted to let you know the wedding is officially cancelled. Turns out my fiancée wasn't going to bed early last night. She was at a club, lying to my face while getting close with another guy. Thanks to a Snapchat she sent me by accident, I now know this wasn't the first time. For those of you who still want proof, here's the picture. I wish Susan the best, but I won't be marrying a cheater. I attached the Snapchat photo and set my phone down, waiting. It only took 2 minutes for the group chat to explode. Her mom, her friends, everyone was texting me. Meanwhile, Susan was still asleep, unaware. Her phone buzzed relentlessly, waking her up. She groaned, grabbed her phone, and then screamed. "What did you do?" she demanded, sitting up in shock. I casually sipped my coffee. "Just letting everyone know the wedding is off." She was pale, her phone buzzing non-stop. "You posted that in the group chat?" she asked in disbelief. I raised an eyebrow. "You told me I was overreacting. Just making sure everyone else gets a chance to weigh in." She froze, staring at the phone as it buzzed again. Then she answered a call from her mom. "Mom, I can explain." Her mother immediately hung up on her. Susan started hyperventilating. "You ruined me. Do you have any idea what you just did?" she asked, grabbing at my phone. "My parents are going to kill me." I pulled my phone away. "I guess you should have thought about that before lying to my face." Her dad called next and I answered. "Robert, is this real?" he asked. There was a long pause before he spoke again. "I'm so sorry you had to deal with this." He hung up, not to yell at me but to deal with her himself. Susan collapsed onto the bed, her face ashen. She didn't cry or yell. She just stared at the wall, realizing that everything had just fallen apart, and it was all her fault. I stood up, stretching. "You should probably start answering those calls," I said. She sat frozen for a moment before picking up a voicemail from her mom. As soon as her mother's voice came through, I could almost feel the anger vibrating through the air. "Susan, what the hell have you done? Robert called off the wedding over this. Tell me this is a mistake. Your father is furious. I don't even know what to say to people. This is humiliating. Do you have any idea what this makes us look like?" The voicemail ended and Susan just sat there, gripping her phone with white knuckles. For once in her life she had nothing to say. Word spread quickly and soon people were posting about it online. Her wedding, her future, everything was ruined. About an hour later, Susan snapped out of her shock and grabbed my arm. "Okay, Robert, you made your point. You got your little revenge, but can we fix this?" I turned to her. "Fix what exactly?" She waved her hands. "The wedding, the group chat, the post. You have to tell people it was just a misunderstanding." I laughed bitterly. "A misunderstanding? You lied to my face while you were at a club with another guy. What exactly did I misunderstand?" She exhaled sharply, frustration taking over. "Rob, people are overreacting. We can talk this through." "Oh, now you want to talk things through?" I said. She froze, knowing exactly what I was talking about. When I confronted her about this the day before, she had shrugged it off and called me overly sensitive. But now that she was the one suffering, she suddenly wanted to talk. I shook my head. "Susan, I don't think about you at all." Then I grabbed my things and left. I moved out that same day, taking what was mine and leaving her to clean up the mess she'd created. As for Susan, she lost everything. Her parents cut her off. Half her friends turned their backs on her. Her boss gave her the cold shoulder. The wedding venue wouldn't refund the deposit. And because my name was on the lease for the apartment, she had 30 days to move out. 1 week later my phone buzzed. It was a text from Susan. "I messed up. I miss you. Can we talk?" I read it, thought about it for a moment, then deleted it. That was the last time I ever thought about her.